Hey guys, thank you for joining me here on my Wiccagemtarot. I'm trying to give this channel a little more light. So anything that's involving with tarot in my life, I'm just going to upload it to this channel because this channel needs a little bit of love, and it deserves love. I had one of my friends, she personally messaged me off of Facebook, wondering, she has a person who's coming up to her and asking for pregnancy spreads, and could she get pregnant or whatnot, and she wants to personally give her friend a reading, and she wants to know certain spreads. Now, I want to give a little bit of advice before I actually get into the action of my way of doing it. Remember, my way is not the only way. There is many ways to try to guess if pregnancy is around the corner or whatnot. There's dowsing rods. I seen pendulums. I seen toothpicks and soapy water. I seen egg. I mean, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, and but I've never really seen other people use a pregnancy spread in their tarot. And it's pretty difficult to do that because it's really it's life, it's new life, and for me as a reader for almost 20 years, I think that's a challenging itself, no matter what, because it's risky. That's emotion at stake. That's life at stake in a way. So just be prepared that it is very risky to do that. It's not unheard of so much, people predicting pregnancy, but it's kind of unheard of for my ears, at least, of people using tarot to predict pregnancy. Now, I had one lady who came up to me and asked me somewhat similar to the question. She wanted to know the sex of the kid, and I say it's a boy, and she's saying, no, it feels like a girl, but I was like, hey, I flipped some cards over, and this is what came about. It was more masculinity coming in. But who would have never, who would have never thought it could be a female who has just a lot of masculinity energy in her. So it can go either way. So you got to think of somewhat like that, those things too. I would say the best way to go about this is actually doing a relationship spread. When you do a relationship spread, you're actually looking in what's going on. You're taking into consideration of the stress. You're taking consideration of the happiness. You can take in consideration of the emotional behind that, the eating habits, and many things, many levels. Are they currently having sex? Are they trying to actually have a kid? I mean, there's a lot of ways to go about with this. In the deck, you have plenty of cards that actually represents pregnancy. And I'm just going to go skim through this and pull some cards out as I'm talking. Like I said, it's very risky. It's kind of like testing your grounds. As a tarot card reader, that some people can actually peg you as, oh, not that. Some people actually peg you as like, oh, you're a false reader, I didn't get pregnant, it's such a da-da-da-da-da. How dare you do this? I think that's most of the cards that I can somewhat consider in my eyes. Pregnancy, life. So if any of these cards come in, the Fool, I would think that represents new life, new journey. The Ace of Cups, which again, new life, new journey, a new relationship, lovers, of course. I like to say the Two of Cups, because it's a union between two people. The Empress, which represents, motherly figure, we all know this. And the Queens, which I forgot to grab the other Queen. And the Queens are like that. But also, see, other people can say Pages are the new life, Knights are the new life. Heck, they can even say the Devils. It represents birth of a child. I mean, there's so many cards here, and it's so complicated to gear it down. So, my best advice is to actually do a relationship spread. See what's going on between the lovers. See what's going on between those two. and see where you can go from there. Sometimes you have to shift the question, change the question in a way, clear it up. Sometimes you have to buffer it so you guys can actually answer the question, except for when she would just come up to me like, hey, am I pregnant? Can you do a reading for me? Like, if it's something like that, then that's just a careless thought, and I like to redefine that, and I like to, you know, brush it up, fix it up, and be like, what's your concern about this subject? Let's talk about this. And then go from there and do a reading. But from what I'm getting from you, do your relationship spread, you probably would get a little more, you probably get a lot more answers and a little more information on what's going on between her and her lover. So hopefully this kind of helps you guys out. Hopefully this helps you out too, sweetie. And you know how to get a hold of me, alright? Till then, guys, blessed be.